cuties, if no one has told you already today, I want you to know that you are a dreamer. For those of you that are new, welcome, I am Jem, and in today's video, we are going to be reviewing the Dreamer Decoder, I guess, affirmations deck that I got. Basically this video, we're going to be discussing what each of your dreams mean, based on what this deck of cards say. So, this is a very beautiful cover. I love the illustrations and just the coloring of this. You got a little tiger. Or is that a cheetah? I think that's a cheetah. Yeah. They give us a little booklet. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. I guess we could talk based on each category. That'd be a great way to organize. It's good? Okay. So, let's open up the deck. So I have timestamps down in the description if you want to quickly go to whatever dream you want to know the meaning for. So check that down below. Okay, so I organized them in the piles that were given. So the first pile here is anxiety dreams, then comes dreams of crisis, and then the next one is nature, next one is objects, next one is relationships, the next one is places, and then the last one is positive experiences. So we are going to go into each category, showing each one, and I will timestamp all this down in the description, the more specifics of each dream, starting with this anxiety pile. Okay, so here are all the anxiety dreams. First, we're going to start off with this one, which is paralysis. Here is the image. So basically, in your dreams, you're feeling stuck or paralysis, like actual paralysis where you can't move. And it says, paralysis in dreams in which you cannot move, speak, can cause great anxiety. The simplest explanation is that you're feeling helpless and trapped in some aspect of your life. For some reasons, you're unable to move forward, and perhaps because you can't decide on what best course of action. If you're disabled in a dream, or a wheelchair, or there's a disabled person that appears, it may be a reflect of an aspect of yourself that's struggling to express itself or realizing its potential. Perhaps you're lacking confidence or ambition or goals you feel are beyond you. A situation may not have worked out as you hoped. Alternately, someone may have hurt you badly in some way. You might not even acknowledge it to yourself. If you're immobile, results from being weighed down with heavy baggage, this is a sign of taking on too many responsibilities. You might need to say no more often or ask others to help you. So that is our paralysis dream. If you are having dreams of this kind, you may want to do some self-reflecting in this aspect. Okay, next one is teeth falling out. So this could be a dream where your teeth are falling out of your head. It says teeth falling out may suggest fear of aging or fear of unattractive or unappealing in some way. It can also symbolize fear of losing something or someone important in your emotional or material survival. After all, without your teeth, you can't eat or nourish yourself. The Tooth Fairy links this dream with money too, so there may be a reference to financial concerns. Teeth are symbols of validity or sometimes power. Hence, the dream might suggest you're feeling neglected, frustrated, looked over, or inferior in some way. Maybe there are basic actions you ought or want to take, but you cannot because you are ill-equipped. It could be that this disturbing dream scenario wants you to shock you into having more belief in yourself and be more assertive. It's also worth noting that the Chinese tradition, teeth crumbling or falling out, is associated with telling lies or not being true to yourself. So if you are having dreams about teeth falling out, this may correspond to you. Next one, we have being unprepared. I've had this dream actually a lot before. So being unprepared for an exam or an important event, or taking and failing a test suggests that you aren't meeting the standards you've set yourself up for. It may appear in the dreams that you are being judged by teachers, instructors, or interviewers, but in reality, you are the only one judging yourself harshly. You may lack self-esteem, as well as being worried that you're going to fall short of what others' expectations. Your dreaming mind wants you to feel more confident and live life on your own terms. It's promoting you to focus more on your strengths rather than your weaknesses. If, of course, the dream corresponds literally with a real-life situation, it simply reflects your anxiety about being ill-prepared. Sometimes a dream will take an episode from your past, such as school days or college, and use it to address your current situation. Don't imagine it's a simple case of old worries resurfacing. So if this correlates to you, you may want to do some reflection on. Okay, for the next one, we have robots and aliens. So here's the image. And it says, aliens or UFOs in dreams may indicate your desire to escape reality. Perhaps your mind is a visionary in character. Your imagination can take you beyond the limits of the ordinary. The upside down of this abundant creativity is that you have problems fitting in with worldly expectations. There may be some lack of connection between you, yourself, and others. You may feel different in some way and struggle to conform to the requirements of a role. This kind of dream is urging you to celebrate your uniqueness, and it may also suggest that there are aspects of yourself you have not yet discovered. Dream about robots may have a similar meaning, but expressing a warning: you may be losing your individuality in your attempts to conform. Alternatively, you may need to be more logical, less emotional in your daily life, or could be the opposite true. The dream's mood may make this clearer. So you may want to pay attention a little bit closer to this dream and figure out what exactly this means to you based on the given definition. But yeah, if that correlates, you may want to do some self-reflection on that. The next one we have is running late or being late. Turning up late for an appointment or event can be a range of all possible meanings, usually on the theme of something problematic in your approach to some aspect of your life. Perhaps you're showing a lack of confidence or self-esteem, or not dealing effectively with a particular or partial matters. The most common manifestation is missing a flight or train, a classic symbol of feeling overwhelmed or not up to the challenge of the task. An alternative meaning is losing control. In particular, perhaps the inability to cope with deadlines or time pressures. Turning up late in general may be an alert suggesting you need to be more organized or disciplined. But sometimes it's a nudge to make you face your fears, deal with the situation you've been avoiding. If you're suffering a loss of some kind, being late may be straightforwardly a reflection of your sorrow and regret. With dreams of losing control while driving, car out of control or speeding. Cars represent your path to life or direction you're currently taking. An out of control or speeding car suggests you may be veering off track or moving faster than you should. You may be headed for danger in some area of your life, for example, rushing with not enough thought into a new relationship, or leaving an established one, or plunging too hastily into a big life change, such as a new job or relocation. Another warning could be about something less serious, like a vacation plan. If you aren't the driver, the dream may be telling you ought to be. Someone may be leading you astray, or perhaps you are being influenced by another agenda. A driverless car often points towards powerlessness, a sense of aimlessly drifting. If the interpretation seems probable, try to identify the forces that control you and consider how to regain the initiative. So if you feel that this resonates, you may want to do some self-reflection on these aspects. Then we have feeling feeling trapped. So this is the image. Feeling trapped, crushed, imprisoned, confined, or buried alive in a dream are variants of a theme that normally carry the same meaning. You feel someone or something is squeezing the vitality out of you and holding you back in your waking life. Not even being able to scream suggests your voice is not being heard. The dream may indicate that you intuitively understood your situation and have looked at a possible option and have been unable to find a way out. In other words, part of being stuck is to do with indecision. Confinement dreams can also be a way of your subconscious telling you that some part of patterns of thought or action somehow impeding personal progress. This might of course be to do with a relationship. This kind of dream is often a potential wake-up call. You need to reevaluate and refresh. It's time to find a new way to move forward. So if that resonates, you may want to do some self-reflection on those aspects. And then we have getting lost in a maze, or trying to find the bathroom. Unable to find the bathroom. Searching unsuccessfully for a restroom or laboratory is a sign you're feeling frustrated or blocked in some waking day in your life, or some way in your waking life. Some use a restroom is a very personal thing to do. The dream is probably concerned with deep aspects of your inner life. One possible message is that you need to let go of any anger, guilt, shame, jealousy, fear, hate, or sadness. Emotions appear to be holding you back. Another is that you're not paying enough attention to your life's true priorities, or you're neglecting your personal needs. You're probably placing others' priorities above your own well-being and would be advised to take better care of yourself. Giving yourself more space, calm, and respect and freedom. If you do find the restroom, this is a positive sign that you will be able to find a healthy way to let go, unless the room turns into something unusable, in which this case is a warning still applies. So if that resonates, this may be your card or something you need to reflect on. Next one is nudity, or being in the nude. So, nudity, being naked or nude or partially clothed, is a strong indicator of feeling vulnerable in your waking life. Perhaps you are hiding something or not being true to who you really are. You might feel anxious that others will try to see your disguise, or you might be trying too hard to impress, but fail, you'll cause disappointment. The dream may be highlighted a tension. On one hand, you want to be completely honest and open to people, someone in particular. On the other hand, you're afraid to reveal your true self or personality because you're too reluctant or to be exposed as a fraud. The reflection of others to your nudity, as well as your own reaction, will help you clarify the dream's meaning. If you don't feel embarrassed, perhaps you're being encouraged to be proud of who you are on the way you think or act. If other people don't notice your nakedness, maybe you worry needlessly. So if that resonates, you may want to do some self-reflection on those aspects. Next is falling. So falling in a dream is a clear sign that some situation or relationship is out of control. It's unlikely to be signified whether you're falling from a cliff, roof, plane, building, or other high place. Whatever the precise scenario is, you will find yourself with nothing to hold on to. You will have no sense of stability. The key theme here is the dream is insecurity. It may be that you see no solution to your problem, for example, low self-esteem, or have too little support, or have a strong urge to escape a challenging situation. If the latter, the dream may be warning you to take control before you become too reckless or make a serious mistake. As in a popular expression, you're heading for a fall. There may be also a sexual association, perhaps a strong desire to succumb to sexual urges with a risk of damaging consequences. So if that correlates, or you're having dreams of falling, you may want to reflect on those types of aspects in your life. So next one is cheating on your partner. So this is the image. cheating on your partner. Dreams of sexual cheating in which you are the betrayer are rarely about you cheating in real life. They often indicate that your relationship needs aren't being met in some way. You might be feeling neglected or fearful your partner may abandon you or betray you. If you're the guilty party in this dream, pay attention to who you're having an affair with. Contrary to popular belief, this is not a wishful fulfillment dream. Sleeping with someone else probably means there's some aspect of their personality you need to assimilate with yourself. If you don't know the person, it indicates that you feel something is missing from your current relationship or your life in general, excitement perhaps. If you dream your partner is cheating, the likely interpretation is more obvious, relating to your own feelings of insecurity or of being sidelined in some way that you need to address in real life. So if this correlates, you may want to do some aspects of that in your life, reflect on. Lastly, for the anxiety dreams, we have being lost or losing something. And the drawing or image is of a man in a maze looking. So dreams about being lost or trying and failing to find something or someone are obviously anxiety related. In your waking life, you may feel confused, directionless, or that you don't fit in or aren't up to the task or situation. The dream should promote you to be honest, to look at your life to identify what's causing such feelings. If you're losing someone in a dream, perhaps he or she represents an aspect of your life you are feeling or losing touch with. Look at keys or phone may symbolize a sense of exclusion. If the loss of an item is precious or indispensable, it could stand in for a broken or interpreted relationship. Perhaps you need to give yourself time to grieve, let go, and heal before you move forward. Dreams of abandonment tend to be similar meanings, since loss is often perceived as abandonment at a deep psychological level. So if this resonates, you may want to do some of that reflecting in your life. All right, now we are going to move on to the crises dreams. Okay, here we have all the crisis dreams laid out. So the first one we have here is the invader, or having a dream about someone invading your home. So this is the image. Looks like someone trying to crawl or walk around the house into the backyard. It's like snowing. So intruders, a house or a home can represent your ego or inner world. So intruders or burglars usually indicate that a deep transformation is taking place or is needed. You may feel deeply insecure, especially if you don't know who the intruder is. Perhaps you need to take a measure to build your confidence. There may be a particular aspect of your life you don't feel comfortable with. If so, acknowledge what they are and work out a way of dealing with them. A variation of this dream carrying a similar meaning is trying to hold a door shut to keep someone out, or knowing that someone else is in your house without you saying so. If you wake up feeling anxious, this suggests the problem is quite severe. Spend time in self-reflection to identify what is troubling you deep down, and then ask yourself what steps are needed to find calm. So I actually have had this dream a couple times, and usually it's funny because I'm still not really quite sure what this dream was about, but I get these dreams a lot, and I think it's because I don't actually feel safe a lot of the time in my own home. And so I always have like panicky dreams or worrying that I have to protect myself because I don't feel like I'm protected or safe. So I'm always like on edge needing to protect myself. And I've had dreams of like specifically with men where a man will break into my house or I have to protect myself against a man. It's very like psychological. I definitely think I may have issues with the male gender or whatever, but I think it's maybe because of like I'm not really sure, to be honest, but I definitely think it has something to do with the male gender of always feeling like afraid or that I have to protect myself from that. So, if what I read to you relates, please do some possible self-reflection to help you possibly recover from these types of dreams. All right. Next we have a fire. So with the fire, here's the image. So with the fire, we have fire or fire-related images such as volcanoes, fireworks, burning, or smoking probably indicates that you're experiencing passionate emotions in your waking life. Fiery is purifying, illuminating, and the source of life, so it could be suggested as personal transformation or enlightenment. However, if you feel threatened or injured in your dream, perhaps you're putting yourself at risk playing with fire. Something is urgent that you need to pay attention to before it gets out of control. It can't be ignored or avoided any longer, as it has the potential to become destructive. I don't know why I just had like an aneurysm. If you burn alive in the dream, you may be overambitious or too driven or too eager to impress. Maybe you need to take some time out to avoid burning out, especially in a professional context. If a firefighter or fire extinguisher appears, perhaps you're learning to control your emotions even if you aren't yet doing so. So there's a reason to have good hope of personal progress. So if those aspects resonate with you, then this may be something you may want to reflect on. The next one we have is being chased. So here's the image. I've had this dream before where I've been chased. I don't exactly remember how the dream was, but I think it was like being chased home or something. Being chased in a dream is a powerful indicator you're trying to avoid someone or something in a waking life. Running away or feeling the need to hide or escape usually carries the same meaning, even when no specific threat appears. When the identity of the threat is apparent, it may offer you clues, but if it remains vague, generalized, or unknown, as it often does, chances are it has to do with an emotional source. Perhaps you're trying to deny or hide from painful feelings, or may be running away from a responsibility or expectation, either self-imposed or placed upon you by others. If you continue to avoid dealing with the situation, there's a likelihood that the unsettling and uncommon dream will reoccur. Such dreams can be hard to interpret since they require a considerable degree of self-understanding. Using a close friend as a soundboard can often help. I love that. I actually really love that message at the end, because it's so funny how you get your friend and you talk about things, or basically it's like you don't want to hear advice. You just want them to listen, and almost like you want to listen to yourself talk. And it's like you want to use them as a soundboard. Like it's like your sound bounces off of them so you can hear it back again. And it's kind of messed up because, your friend has a voice and they should be able to give their opinion or give some advice, but it's funny because sometimes it's nice and good to hear and listen back to what you say, because that helps you process things more. But yeah, so if that relates, you may want to do some self-reflection on that. Next we have explosions or apocalypse. So apocalypse, on the contrary to what you may expect, a dream of the world ending is typically an exciting and positive sign, because brave new beginnings always follow. Apocalypse scenarios suggest that dramatic physical or emotional change are taking place in your life, and that they are urgently needed for you to reach your full potential. Courage will be called upon to live through these changes, but it will be well worth the effort, as an outcome could be thrilling. You'll feel more fulfilled, more alive as a result, but you get that your waking state, your world as you currently experience it must be dismantled in some way. Even if the dream appears fearful in mood, it will not usually be pointed to something you must avoid, only to the importance of letting go of the familiar and being strong enough to stride out in new directions. I actually had a dream about being in apocalypse once where I was because I was watching like The Walking Dead, and they had like a zombie apocalypse, and we were like defending and trying to stay at home, and basically like the house was like in the middle of nowhere with the lights on, the zombies were coming at us, and it was an interesting dream. It was a little scary. It was definitely scary. I think I woke up crying because like in my dream I like lost my dad. But yeah, I guess that kind of does relate to that dream, I guess. But so if that resonates, you may want to do some self-reflection on that. Then here we have, this is the Death and Dying card. So here's the image. So death and dying, or dying. Death or dying among the most commonly misinterpreted of all dreams subjects. Contrary to the popular belief, such dreams are not as omen that you or someone close to you is going to die. It's quite the opposite. Dreams about death are typically a sign of a positive change, of shedding the past and moving forward. If you're dying in a dream, this suggests inner growth, self-discovery, or that you're starting a new phase in your life. For example, finishing a course of training or therapy. If someone else dies, this could mean simply that your relationship with this individual is evolving. Alternatively, the person who dies may represent an aspect of your life that needs to be transformed. One phase needs to end and a new one to start. If you don't know the deceased, perhaps you're feeling removed from what happened in your life deep down and need to do some serious self-examination. So, like I said, I had a dream one time that my father passed away. And this, I mean, I'm not really sure. I feel like it does resonate because my dad definitely has grown as a person. So that definitely resonates for me. And if it resonates for you, you may want to do some self-reflection and think about the aspects that shared with us, with yourself, and just do like, look on that. So if that resonates, check it out. And then the next one we have accidents. So this is the accidents card of a guy falling down the stairs. And then we have dreams that feature accidents, perhaps in a car, plane, or train, or simply tripping up and falling over, are obviously warnings or alerts to potential danger. Your unconscious has noticed and wants you to draw your attention to something you aren't alerting in your waking life. It's urgent for you to be more careful. This doesn't mean you're going to have an accident, just the greater vigilance is required for you to reach your goal without some kind of mischance, which may occur at an emotional level. Alternatively, the accident can suggest you're avoiding something you need to face, or that your priorities or values are in conflict with those of others. If you're driving and crash, you may experience strong emotions that put you in danger of losing control. If someone else is driving, you probably feel a situation in your waking life has left you powerless to shape your own destiny. So if that resonates, you may want to do some self-reflection on those aspects. The next one here is disasters. So if you're dreaming of, let's look at the image. It's like a tsunami, volcano eruption, plane crashing. Disasters, dreaming of any kind of disaster, whether it's natural, earthquake, flood, fire, or man-made explosion, bomb, accident, can be extremely unsettling. However, such dreams are not typically precognitive. They are more likely to suggest fears or anxieties, or something you are feeling is out of your control. Perhaps you're anxious about your future or your peace of mind, or possibly you're worried about your health. Alternatively, you may be going through a personal change that is making you feel uncertain about your direction in life. If the disaster has many victims, maybe your unconscious mind is telling you that it's time to follow the crowd. An avalanche may suggest you're feeling burdened down with responsibilities, or emotional pressure. Fire may suggest passion. Perhaps your emotions are rampantly dangerous, and an act of terrorism can reflect social insecurity, the feeling that others are not to be trusted or can't be understood. That is quite interesting to me, actually. So if that resonates with you, or if you feel that any of that may be the reason to why you've had that dream, you may want to do some self-reflection and ask yourself some of those questions to better understand yourself. So the next one here we have is drowning. I think I've had a dream about drowning before. So, drowning. Water in a dream universally symbolizes emotion. So if you're drowning, this indicates that you're either under a lot of emotional stress or afraid of being overcome by intense emotions. This dream may be a warning that something or someone is taking up too much of your energy or time. You might be too deeply immersed in your relationship or project and endangering of losing yourself. Perhaps you've overcome yourself at the expense of your own health and well-being. Or you might simply have too many things going on in your life. For example, you might be juggling roles, parent, professional, volunteer, and so on, and consequently finding that you are having little quality time to yourself. If you're breathing underwater, this could be indicating you're navigating your way successfully through challenges. However, it could also symbolize a retreat to the womb, promoting by feelings of helplessness and dependency. So if you've been having dreams of drowning, you may want to do some asking yourself some of these questions and getting to know and understand more of your subconscious mind and possibly why you may have had these dreams. Okay, now on to the next. We have murdering someone or murder. I have actually had this dream before, and it's kind of scary to say because I'm not someone that would murder someone. Like, you know, it's scary. I think the reason why I had that dream was because I was so scared of not being able to be in control of my own body and like accidentally doing something that I tremendously regret. And I think that's what that dream was about. But yeah, so this is that. Let's see the card. I like how they have little like the outline. If you dream of murder, violent death, or an attack, perhaps a shooting, knifing, execution, or mugging, this may symbolize an aspect of your life that isn't being expressed. If you're the perpetrator, pay attention to who the victim is, as this will represent an uncomfortable aspect of yourself you're denying or needing to deal with. A clue about an internal conflict. If someone is trying to kill you, perhaps you're being affected in your waking life by forces or elements over which you feel you have no control. Try to identify the attacker, as that will help you understand who and what is frustrating your progress. If you feel any kind of pain in your dream, this can indicate a fear of being hurt. Alternatively, it may be a warning against taking unnecessary risks. If you're being impaled or pierced, this suggests an unwanted intrusion in some aspect of your life. So, if you ever had a dream about murder or any of these violent death or attack, this may be something you may want to reflect on and understand more of your subconscious mind about. Do some self-reflection. Okay, lastly we have here demon or monster. And this is the image. So, demon or monster. We all have our demons. When they appear in our dreams, in some grotesque or scary form, they may represent emotions we've been repressing or hiding. An alien or monster in our dream can be a similar meaning. Your dreaming mind is encouraging you to come to terms with something that is inward, plaguing you, or intimidating you. The problem may be an emotional such as anger, fear, and anxiety that has gotten out of control or morphed into a maleficent force. Alternatively, it might be a situation that has gotten out of hand, or a person who has refused to listen to you, respect you, or take your feelings or wishes into account. Maybe they are taking advantage of you, possibly by exploiting your good nature. Since monsters are fictional, the dream can also suggest to your subconscious mind that you are seeing delusions for what they are and get real. Interesting. So if this resonates with you, or if you are having dreams about demons or monsters, you may want to do some sort of self-reflection on these aspects of your life, and to get a hold of these dreams and not have them anymore. Get that unconscious mind out and bring it to the surface so the dreams will stop. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the nature dreams. Okay, so the first one we have is birds. Here's the image. So if you are having dreams about birds, you may want to consider that a bird or a flock of birds is generally a positive sign, a symbol of freedom and joy, as well as you hope and aspirations taking flight. Pay attention to the altitude. Flying high can be taken metaphorically. The type of bird and its particular association can be significant. Eagles, hawks, and falcons, and many other predatory birds might appear threatening, reflecting insecurity, although eagles can also represent power and pride. Songbirds can suggest inspiration, hope, and a fresh new start. An owl, traditionally a creature of wisdom and insight. A magpie, a thieving bird, may hint that someone is robbing you of something, perhaps content or potential. If the bird is injured in your dream, you may need to nurture yourself back to a well-being in some way, or possibly there is a flaw in the relationship. If there's a bird, perhaps there's a situation you are trying to fly away from. Oh, if you're the bird, perhaps there's a situation you're trying to fly away from. So if that resonates, you may want to do some self-reflection in those aspects to fully understand and get a better understanding of your subconscious mind and your dreams. The next one we have is flowers. So here is the image. It's a beautiful image. We have flowers. If flowers manifest in your dream, they are typically a symbol of comfort, beauty, kindness, love, and joy. They may represent your capacity or faith or compassion. Color symbolize may operate as well. White denotes purity, blue, calm, purple, adventure, pink, tenderness, orange, creativity, and yellow, playfulness. The type of flower can also be significant too, so it's worth researching traditional associations. Daisies may suggest friendships, roses represent love, dandelions represent childhood, and lilies represent endings. The condition of the flowers may be a message from your dream mind about your inner life. Are the flowers wild, cut, garden, or artificial flowers? Are they fresh, blooming, or are they wilting and dying? If you receive a bunch of flowers or are picking them, this suggests a promising new relationship may be on the horizon. If you see a flower growing in a desert or barren soil, this may be a reminder of your resilience, your ability to overcome challenges. So if you've been noticing the flowers in your dreams a lot, that may be the meaning to why they're constantly in your dreams. And you may want to do some self-reflection to fully to understand more of your subconscious mind and why you're having those dreams. So next we have water. Here is the image. It's a girl looking into the pond, looking into the water. Kind of looks like the water's crying. Water is a symbol of your emotional state with association of change and flow. If you're going through a tough time emotionally, a water dream may suggest you're passing into a new phase. Whatever form water takes, rain, snow, river, lake, waterfall, sea, it's also a symbol of a refreshment, healing, or new beginning. This is so even if you dream of a storm, since all weather is temporary. If water in a river or lake is clear, this signifies emotional honesty and resilience. If it's dirty or muddy, this indicates insecurity and perhaps an over-resilience on support from others. A swimming pool is a symbol of emotional restraint, and a shower or bath suggests you need to do some cleansing of yourself of negativity. I'm sorry if that was all out of focus. Swimming reflects a positive attitude if you're moving through the water happily, but if you're struggling or going against the current or getting submerged, your emotions may be overwhelming you. So that is with the water. If you noticed a lot of water in your dreams, you may want to do some self-reflection to better understand your subconscious mind in this way. Next one is animals. Here's the card. So with animals are a symbol of primal instinct and urges. In a dream, they can represent a repressed part of yourself that is not being fully expressed in your waking life. The precise meaning may depend on a specific animal, so be alert to its character and its traditional associations. The most common wild animal to appear in a dream are elephants, which denotes memories, or may be a need for patience. The horse, which symbolizes strength or the need for that quality, and the lion, which suggests leadership and pride. If the animal is caged or in a zoo, you are being advised either to show caution or else to escape the restraints upon you. The mood of the dream may help you choose between your options. Pets, if they are healthy and content, suggest that your needs are being met, but a sick and wounded or neglected pet suggests precisely the opposite. So if this resonates with you, you may want to do some self-reflection to better understand why you may be having these dreams. It may bring up your subconscious mind, so that will help understand yourself better. The next one is trees, mountains, and gardens. So this is the image. We got little bees here, cute little bees. There we go. Okay, so trees, mountains, gardens. Because they are landscape features, trees in a dream may seem incidental, but they often refer to your spiritual or emotional development. Forests typically symbolize the unknown. They may reflect feelings of being lost or confused. If so, the way out is to trust your own intuition. Such a dream gives a clear sign you need to find inner strength or reconnect with what truly matters. The denser and gloomier the woods, the more urgent you need to move forward or towards clarity and contentment. However, if the mood is wonderful or joyful, the dream may point to a benefit of deeply exploring the mysteries of life or of self or of life itself. A mountain indicates a challenge you must overcome. The view of the valley below is a reward for persistence. Gardens refer to areas of potential growth in your life. Grass suggests a desire to be closer to nature or to nature itself. So if you've been constantly having dreams about trees, mountains, or gardens, this may be something significant you want to pay attention to or reflect on. Next, we have insects or reptiles. So the image here, and then the definition. Within the animal kingdom, reptiles and insects carry a strong symbolic charge with largely negative overtones. In dreams, they typically represent worries or threats in your waking life. A reptile can indicate emotional coldness or possibly a situation or relationship you would benefit from dealing with rationally rather than emotionally. A snake, traditionally symbolic of deviousness, could be a sign that a greater honesty is required, either from you, yourself, or from someone else involved. Insects tend to represent irritating problems or distractions. A spider may symbolize a small issue that could be larger if attention isn't paid to it. However, spiders can also denote patience or the success attainable through skill and hard work. If any creature in your dream takes monstrous form with exaggerating size or features, this is probably about coming to terms with your shadow side or aspects of yourself you find hard to accept. Wow, I actually had a dream one time that I was standing over my pool and it was like frozen, and there was a huge, like, gigantic spider. What is the spider? So there's like a huge spider that was chasing me, and like my pool got like a million sizes bigger, and I was running on the ice, and this huge gigantic spider was chasing me, and I fell through the ice and like was drowning in the water. So that's crazy, but that actually fits, I feel like, that last area. But if this resonates with you, or you're having dreams about insects, you may want to do some self-reflection to better understand your subconscious mind and bring it to the surface so you may not repeat or continue to have these dreams. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the objects section. Look at all the objects. Okay, so shopping, technology, social media, transportation, instruments, food or drink, numbers, books, words, body parts, clothing, and then we have money and cell phones. Okay, so the first one we have is shopping. So this is the image. And shopping, stores, and dreams can indicate what you want or thinking you need to be in your life to be happy. Also, shopping represents a choice, the possibility of an offer, the decision you need to make, the attitudes or responses available to you. Browsing in a shopping mall, department store, or market, or window shopping downtown may be a prompt for you to review your opportunities. Particular items on sale may narrow down the dream's meaning. If you're buying clothes, you're seeking protection, but also identity. If it's food or drink, you may need to attend to your basic emotional needs. If you can't find the item you're looking for, this is a sign of some general frustration with your life or of a particular need or desire that isn't being satisfied. If you're shoplifting, a part of you may feel the only way to get what you want may to be breaking the rules. So if that resonates, you may want to do some self-reflection of that to help understand your subconscious mind better. Next we have is technology. And here's the image for technology. So technology, computers, laptops, tablets occur very commonly in dreams. So do heavier pieces of hardware such as elevators and escalators. Often the technology malfunctions or proves frustrating in some way. If it's a computer or your files that may have gotten deleted or corrupt, or unable to access them or receive messages or emails. If the elevator or a mechanism sticks, we think of technology as a servant programmed to obey our bidding. Hence, devices that malfunction in a dream show that we aren't in as much control of a situation or relationship as we think. In your interpretation, consider the purpose of the technology. A dysfunctional email system may imply that you are struggling to connect or communicate with true feelings to someone, or being insufficiently clear or emphatic about your needs. If this doesn't fit, look at the other sources of frustration the dream may reflect. Something obstructing your career, the way the technology is passing you by. So if that reflects or resonates, you may want to do some self-reflection to better understand your subconscious and understand why you are having those dreams. Next we have is social media. So here is the picture. So with social media, online communication is an inescapable part of modern life. So it is surprising that many of us dream about Facebook. So it isn't surprising that many of us dream about Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or things like that. Communication via messenger app. In general, these kinds of dreams suggest a desire to expand your online network, or to either reconnect with people from your past or seek outward new horizons. If you dream of changing your profile picture or page, this indicates you want to control the way other people see you, or you may already be doing so. If you find yourself scrolling aimlessly or being directed to the same web page repeatedly, perhaps you're spending too much time online. Gaining likes or new online followers may reflect a feeling that you're worthy of other people's approval, whereas losing friends or followers may indicate you can't or won't conform to the expectations placed upon you by friends, family, or society. So if this resonates with you, you may want to do some self-reflection on that to understand your subconscious mind. Then we have transportation. If you're having dreams of transportation, here's the image. So any modes of transportation is likely to convey a message about the way you're making progress in life. The most significant question is whether or not you're driving or navigating, or you're just a passenger. The latter scenario suggests you're being passive and might benefit from taking more control. You need to drive your own life forward. The direction or speed of travel you offer further introspective clues. Will offer further introspective clues. Aircrafts and dreams suggest new experiences and excitements. Bicycles indicate a new need for balance. There may be opposing forces or other people you may need to reconcile. If you're in a bus or coach, this suggests conformity. Given the associations, water carriers, boats, or ships point to an exploring of your own emotional life. Trains can mean you're too dependent on others or insufficiently flexible, though if you're the driver, perhaps others need to depend on you. Cars represent the imagination or the image you represent. Caravans or trailers may suggest an unconventional approach. So if this resonates with you, you may want to do some self-reflection on that. So the next one here we have is instruments. Here's the illustration, drawing. I like the little shoes, that's cute. And it says, musical instruments, anything to do with music in a dream generally has a positive association. Music evokes emotion, so to hear it in a dream connects you to the flow of your inner life. Of course, if music is dissonant? Sorry, I have no idea how to fucking say that word. Your attention is being drawn to emotional discord. A beautiful melody suggests the opposite. If you dream of performing music, the instrument may be significant. The black and white keys of the piano suggest things clearly, or perhaps a need for you to find harmony between two extremes. A violin may be a call for a gentler approach, a pay to greater attention to detail. Playing percussion may be a sign that you need to drum more support or that something needs to be drummed into you. Singing in a dream is a symbol of joyful self-expression and may reflect a desire to be more creative. So if you've been dreaming about musical instruments, this may correlate to you, and you may want to do some self-reflection to understand why you may be having that dream. Next one after that is money. Here's the image. And then the description is money in a dream appearing as cash or credit cards can symbolize how emotionally secure you feel. It could also represent the influence you feel that you have on others. Any dream featuring a bank, investment, money transfer can similarly carry an emotional meaning. Jesus Christ. Sorry, I can't read. Given money away or spending suggests they wish to be more generous or outgoing. Alternatively, your unconscious may be urging you to be more giving in a relationship. Receiving money indicates you need to accept or ask for emotional support. If you find money, whether by chance or after searching for it, there's something valuable about yourself you need to learn. Perhaps you already close to discovery. Losing money symbolizes a loss of opportunity. If money is stolen, you may believe you don't deserve something or someone in your life, or the others are taking you for granted. So if that resonates, you may want to do some self-reflection on that. Next we have is food and drink. So here's the image. And then for food and drink tends to refer to emotional, spiritual, or intellectual nourishment. It represents qualities you're seeking or needing to seek for your personal development. Hunger or thirst suggests that you're thriving towards wholeness or contentment, or possibly neglecting basic needs. More particularly, hunger may indicate you're in a need for greater material security or emotional or sexual fulfillment. Thirst can also suggest a longing for deeper meaning. Occasionally, what you're consuming will be significant. Eggs might suggest a new start. Milk is returning to childlike dependency. Eating alone suggests independence or loneliness, depending on your circumstances. Overeating suggests self-indulgence. Drinking alcohol may indicate you're trying to suppress difficult feelings, but it can also mean a desire for more stimulation. If you're dreaming of eating glass or something more dangerous, you or someone in your life can be struggling with dealing to swallow a painful situation. So if you've been dreaming about food or drink, you may want to reflect on those aspects. So the next one we have is numbers. Here is the image. And then numbers in a dream can be significant. Some initial possibilities to consider are house, apartment numbers, phone numbers, and meaningful dates, for example, birthdays or anniversaries. A dream about your own PIN may suggest you're being too secretive or self-secured. If a 2-digit number or more number fails to reveal meaning, try looking at the individual digits in turn. If you're still stumped, take numerology approach. Numerology looks at the symbolic meaning of numbers, especially in terms of spiritual growth. In brief, number 1 suggests new beginnings, 2 suggests relationships, 3 is creativity, 4 is stability, 5 is change, 6 is nurturing, 7 is truth, 8 is wealth, 9 is awareness, and 0 is timeless or eternity. In general, odd numbers are perceived as possible anxious or threatening, and even numbers are more reassuring and positive. Of course, small numbers can appear as things. If, for example, there are 2 horses in a dream, perhaps they represent a significant pairing in your life. Interesting. So if you've been seeing numbers recently or any significant numbers, you may want to do some self-reflection on that to help you better understand your subconscious mind. The next one we have here is books, writing, and words. So here's the illustration. It's very pretty. So, books and writings and words. Books in a dream may symbolize a search for knowledge. If lots of books appear, perhaps you're letting details obscure the bigger picture or being abstract or theoretical when you do better to be practical. If you're reading a book, you may be on a quest for personal development. If the subject of the book is apparent, it's likely to be significant as a warning of encouragement related to that theme. For example, a travel guide could reflect an urge to see more of the world or to get away from home or fear of losing your way. If you're searching for a book, this can indicate over-reliance on other people's opinions. If you're writing or writing materials are apparent, again, the dream may be urging you to come to your own conclusion. Specifically, words written down or in print usually require self-analysis before the meaning dawns on you. Look out for ambiguities. So if that reflects to you, if you've been having dreams about books, writings, or words, this may be something you want to self-reflect on to better understand your subconscious mind. Next one is having dreams about body parts. So here's the image. And the description says, body parts represent aspects of your personal identity. The clues to their meaning lies in the associations you have with specific body parts. For example, if you're dreaming of an arm, this could represent your ability to reach out to others. Hands suggest attention to details, whereas legs indicate your ability to move forward. Feet are your foundations, or what keeps you grounded. Heads represent your intellect, and necks are connected between your physical body and your mind. Blood is a symbol of your essence or life energy, and muscles are your strength. Heart points to your relationship. Bones support your system. If a body part is injured, something is preventing you from expressing the quality represented by the specific body part. If you're dreaming of teeth, skin, hair, nails, or other body parts that you shed, this suggests you need to let go, move on from a situation or mindset that is holding you back. So if you've been dreaming about body parts, this may be something specific you may want to reflect on or ask yourself in order to better understand your subconscious mind. So next one we have is clothes. So with clothes, this is the image. Clothes you're wearing in a dream may indicate the image of others you have of you. If there are clothes in a wardrobe or lying around, the reference may be to how you like to appear. The colors and conditions of clothes are significant. If they are gray and threadbare, you may be lacking in self-esteem or feel like you aren't to your full potential. Brightly colored or designer items may indicate you feel on top of the world or on top of things, or would like to be. If you're wearing the wrong outfit, it could be a sign you're having problems with accepting who you are. Wearing someone else's clothes suggests there are things about the person you admire and can learn from. Putting on clothes suggests moving forward, hopefully. Undressing indicates shedding inhibitions or outmoded beliefs or habits. Hat represent aspirations. Shoes, what is keeping you grounded. And jewelry, the quality you most value in yourself. All three occur commonly in dreams. So if you've been having clothes in your dreams, this may be something you want to self-reflect on or understand more on why you're having those dreams, and to self-reflect on to better understand your subconscious mind. Next one is your cell phone. Cell phone. A phone represents your ability to communicate. So if you're in a dream where you're having technical problems with your phone or unable to get a signal, or you left it at home or lost it, perhaps you're unable for some reason to get a message across in your waking life. Alternatively, there might be someone who isn't being clear. Be sure to bear in mind the possibility that person is you. Perhaps you need to be more honest and direct. If a text or email appears in your dream, this may be a symbol of fast communication. Your unconscious mind may be urging you to move forward without delays on a project or resolution of some kind. Dreams about texting may also indicate a need or desire to be more direct, or conversely, an anxiety that plain speaking runs the risk of revealing someone's uncomfortable truths. So if you've been dreaming about a cell phone a lot, this may be something you want to figure out and reflect on to see why you may be dreaming about cell phones so much. Alright, so those were the objects dreams. Now we're going to move on to the person and relationship dream. Okay, so the first person and relationship card we have is sex. So this is the image. And then the description says, dreams about sex aren't really about the physical act. They're more about your desire for a greater connection and intimacy. This may include a craving for more physical closeness, but the main emphasis is likely to be more emotional. Such dreams may also suggest the need for psychological growth and self-discovery. Perhaps it would be helpful to deal with hidden or conflict aspects of yourself. The identity of your sexual partner in a dream is crucial to the meaning, since they will represent aspects of yourself you need to open up to or integrate. You don't actually want to sleep with them. There may just be something about them you admire or can learn from. Or if you find this person repulsive, perhaps you must acknowledge or address a part of yourself you find uncomfortable. Anything associated with sex in a dream can also indicate a hunger for greater excitement or adventure, or just trying new things. So if you've been having dreams about sex a lot, you may want to do some self-reflection on these aspects to better understand why. Next one is marriage or wedding. So, dreams that feature a wedding or marriage are usually all about new beginnings, often with no initial reference to marriage life. This interpretation applies you to all wedding-related details: bride, grooms, bridesmaids, ushers, wedding cake, rings, proposal, and so on. Such symbols indicate the potential for moving on to one phase of life to another with excitement, commitment, and love. Most often, such dreams will refer to relationships, but they can also point to a leap forward in your personal life, or more generally your personal development. At a deep psychological level, a marriage represents the masculine and feminine aspects of yourself, uniting, Jesus Christ, or a balance of reason and emotion. If you're the bride or groom in a dream, pay attention to the person you're marrying, as their character may suggest what aspects of yourself you need to learn from or assimilate to become whole. So if you've been dreaming about weddings or marriage a lot, that may be something you need to do some self-reflect on to better understand your subconscious mind. Okay, the next one is people. So this is the image. Some dreams are empty of people, some are heavily populated. Frequently, people in a dream will represent aspects of your own personality or preoccupants. This can be of true friends, acquaintances, but it can also apply to strangers. A useful point to remember that you have a puzzling dream about someone you've never met. The key is to understand might be what they say or do rather than who they are. People working together might suggest the importance of cooperation. Perhaps you envy a relationship that seems to be more harmonious than yours, or perhaps you find isolated in your job and would like more contact with others. People bumping into each other may denote frustration about individuals who are involving themselves in people's or personal affairs, or simply a deep-seated wish for more solitude. If there are people present when you are doing something private, such as using the bathroom, this usually indicates insecurity or low self-esteem. So, if these aspects are what you've been needing to reflect on, you may want to do some asking questions of yourself to see if this is something you need to pay attention to if you're having dreams about people. So, next one is family. Here is the image or the illustration. If you're dreaming of a family member, this might be related to an issue between you. However, there might be a lesser direct meaning. If you're dreaming of your father, he is a figure of authority for you. This might suggest you need to bring more discipline into your life. If you're dreaming about your mother, she's nurturing. Maybe you need to take better care of yourself. If your brother or sister is outgoing, or you're introverted, a dream about them can suggest you aspire to their qualities. Every family member can represent an aspect of your own personality. If you're dreaming of a family member arguing, this might reflect tension with your own psychological makeup. Recurring dreams about parents might suggest you need to be more independent from them. Dreams of children are often reflect as fear about their safety or success, or the possibility they are moving away from you. So if you're constantly dreaming about your family, this may be something you want to do some self-reflection on to better understand why you're having the dream and to better understand your subconscious mind. Next one we have is elderly. The elderly. So if you're dreaming about elderly people, usually signifies lessons of the past that can teach you. Though at the most obvious level, they may be related to worries about you aging or your loved ones aging or becoming frail or dependent, or about your own prospects as we endure the aging process. If we find an old face troubling, perhaps the dream is trying to tell us that we should be more accepting. After all, we age. As with age comes wisdom. Consider how the old age person in a dream shows their age. If their face is invisible, perhaps it's through reducing mobility or old-fashioned clothing. Either of these aspects may be a key to the dream meaning. Are you perhaps worrying that you are no longer keeping up with fashion, or your freedom or of movement limited by factors beyond your control? If you or someone else ages suddenly in a dream, this could reflect a deep-seated wish to halt time. So if you're constantly dreaming about elderly people, this may be something that you are dealing with internally, and you may want to do some self-reflection or understanding to better understand why you have these dreams and to better understand your subconscious mind. The next one we have is children. So here's the image illustration. Children in a dream tends to be a positive sign, symbolizing joy, spontaneity, and warmth. Depending on your circumstances, they could also indicate a desire for more fun, energy, or innocence. Another possibility interpretation is that a dream child represents your attitude toward your own childhood. The meaning could also relate to any current feelings of vulnerability or dependency you may have. Forgetting or losing a child is a reminder to focus your energies in your waking life on what truly matters. Perhaps you're focusing more on providing for your family than on being with them. This is a common issue in work/life balance dilemmas. Dreams of unborn children may also one day have suggested future potential you may have yet to identify or focus on. In rare instances, such dreams may indeed show your unconscious mind crossing the boundaries of time, space to glimpse your future intuitively. So if you're constantly dreaming about children, this may be something you want to do some self-reflection on to better understand why you're having these dreams, as well as understanding your subconscious mind better. So the next one is actors and celebrities, even historical figures. So this is the illustration. And it says, when an actor, celebrity, or historical figure appears in a dream, the significance may lie within what they are famous for, their personality, their behavior, or the way they project themselves to others. The person may represent some aspect of your life you need to acknowledge or integrate, or a quality you are seeking to emulate. Consider what the person represents to you. If they are an actor, perhaps it's a role they played that speak to you. If you dream you're a celebrity or intimate with someone famous, this may indicate your desire for greater attention or success. If you appear in a TV show or movie in a dream, perhaps you feel you're playing a part in your waking life. Appearing as a star may be a warning against self-importance. Conservatively, being a supporting actor may mean you should put yourself center stage more. Dreams about the deceased. So, deceased people, there's a spiritual-minded school of thought that seeing dreams of departed loved ones are genuine signs of the afterlife, a way for deceased to gently reassure you that they are internally alive in spirit. Research shows in 85% of cases, people who have afterlife dreams feel better able to cope with their grief. Regardless of your beliefs, dreaming about lost loved ones can be comforting if they pass away, unless it's 2 years ago. If they pass away, that's weird. However, if it's longer than that, perhaps you've not yet fully processed grief. Dreaming about the dead could denote you are still having a strong influence over you. If a ghost or spirit appears, this could symbolize unfinished business. It may also represent a lack of clarity in your thinking or in a situation you're dealing with. Alternatively, someone or something is haunting you, perhaps an old lover or regret. If this is in your dreams, or you are dreaming about this may be some aspects you want to reflect to better understand your subconscious mind and to better understand why you're having these dreams. So the next one we have here is a baby or birth. Here's the image. If you're having dreams about babies or giving birth, this is an indication of a new beginning or creativity within yourself. Since a baby cannot survive unless taken care of, the dream may need encouragement to give more support or attention to someone or something. The baby's behavior could also be significant. If they are content, this might be adequately nurturing in your inner gifts. If they are distressed, they may perhaps be neglectful, or you may be neglectful. Sometimes a dream about a baby or pregnancy can simply be a wish fulfillment. However, if it is inappropriate to your circumstances, it could also be an attempt for your subconscious mind to help you reconnect with your inner child or discover your hidden potential. If a baby is born with an adult head, this may point to intellectual maturity combined with emotional naive. Pregnancy dreams often indicate a period of waiting during which you need to be patient. So if you're constantly having dreams about babies or birth, this may be something you need to self-reflect on to better understand why you are having these dreams. The next one and last one we have for the relationships and people section is religious or spiritual figures. And here is the image. So, spiritual leaders such as Jesus, Buddha, or Muhammad, or any anonymous a ominous priest or nun or religious symbol such as an angel, cross, star, or crescent moon probably indicates moral or spiritual issues in your life. You're being urged to find a way forward. The dream is unlikely to be directed to you towards a specific faith or belief. More probably, it's represented your desire for guidance, comfort, and support. There may be an emptiness you seek to fill, or a sense of comfort, a craving for moral compass. Perhaps you're benefiting from a role model on this life path. There are important decisions to be made. You'll do well to seek guidance from either your best or more insightful self, or from eternal sources of wisdom. You need to take your focus away from material concerns and place it on a higher value, the things that truly matter in your life. So if you're constantly having dreams about angels or spiritual figures, this may be something you want to self-reflect on to better understand why you are constantly having these dreams. Okay, now we're going to be on to the next category, which is places in a dreams. Okay, so places. Okay, so the first one we have here is unknown places. Here's the image. And unfamiliar, secret rooms, or unused rooms. A house or a home in a dream is a symbol of yourself. As with you, there will be an outside and an inside. The rooms in a dream house symbolize aspects of who you are on the inside. Therefore, rooms that are unknown, locked, secret, indicate possible areas of personal transformation that are not yet being expressed. Either you aren't aware of them, or for some reason you aren't capitalizing on them. The key to interpretation is what is in that room, as it may give you an indication about aspects of yourself that is undeveloped or undiscovered. If the room is empty or deserted, this suggests you aren't taking the steps to get to know your own strengths and talents. Inspiration is waiting to happen. Bear in mind that a hidden room can also be where your dark side is to be found. You need to face this aspect of your life and come to terms with it. So if you are having dreams of unfamiliar places or unknown rooms or secret rooms, this may be something you want to self-reflect on to better understand why you are having those dreams. So the next one is work. Here's the image. In work, not surprisingly, since most of us spend so much time at work, dreams about work are common. If the dream features a job that isn't yours, it isn't urgent for you to make a career change. Instead, it's symbolizing to highlight a characteristic you need to integrate into your personality. Being a writer may suggest you need to extend your communication skills. Being a teacher means you aren't explaining matters well enough to others. In a dream about your job or workplace, it may often focus on what you find unsatisfactory or what you've changed if you had sufficient self-knowledge to identify the problem. If you're performing a mindless task or being overwhelmed, it is in a giant tray. You may find or feel you're losing identity at work. You may need to assert your needs more. If you're working on a treadmill, this could relate to a non-working content, even in a relationship. So if you're dreaming a lot about work, those might be some aspects you want to do some self-reflection on. So the next one is castles, ancient tombs, or ancient buildings. Here is the image. A castle, like a house, can interpret your ego or inner world. However, castles were built significantly to protect. Seeing one in a dream suggests you need to put up barriers. Perhaps someone or something has the potential to overwhelm you. Perhaps you've built your defenses already. If so, are they protecting you or imprisoning you? Any other impregnable building, even a bank, government building, can have similar associations. With any ancient structures, perhaps they refer to time. Your dreaming mind could urge you to look at the past for inspiration or guidance. Any kind of tomb or memorial might suggest that someone who has died or belongs to the past can inspire you, or might have a buried part of yourself that you need to either bring back to life or leave behind to mourn. You may also need to resolve your feelings of the inevitable death. Wow. So, if you're having dreams about castles or tombs, this may be something you want to do some self-reflecting on to understand why you are having those dreams. Next we have is school. So here is the image. So, dreams about school, being a pupil at school or some other place of learning, usually relates to a lesson you need to learn in your waking life, perhaps a basic principle or skill you have forgotten. There may be an opportunity to learn something new that you've either missed or need to pay attention more to. Have you learned from your past mistakes, or are you repeating them over and over again? If you're a child in a dream, if you're a child in a dream, this might suggest that you need to bring some childlike simplicity to your current situation. Complications in your waking life may not be as difficult as they seem. If you're a teacher, mentor, or lecturer, the message of this dream could be that you need to be your own guide and inspiration. Perhaps the answers you seek can be found in asking other people. True guidance must come within. So if you're constantly dreaming about school, this may be something you want to reflect on. Next one is buildings. So if you're dreaming about buildings, they tend to represent your sense of self. Pay attention to what kind of buildings it is. If it's a home or a house, this suggests that your personal life is your paramount concern at the moment. If it's an office, factory, professional life may be your preoccupation, or if you're inside, are you on the ground floor, upstairs, or in the basement? Generally, the main floor represents present moment, lower floors are shadow aspects, and upper floors are higher self. Being outside the building may convey a feeling of being detached. Any doors to the dream could suggest opportunities, which windows could represent your openness to new dreams. Any stairs may be a comment or on how you feel about your social status, or else they can refer to a period of transition. The ceiling represents what you may feel is limiting your progress. So if you've been constantly dreaming about buildings, this may be something you want to ask yourself and self-reflect on. Then lastly, we have beaches. So with beaches, a sandy beach on a tropical island indicates a longing to escape from your everyday routine and responsibilities. This is a common wish fulfillment dream. Dreams are places where water emotions meet earth, the body. So such a dream could also suggest a longing to express your emotions, that is, enacting them bodily. Do you stay on the beach in your dreams, or do you swim in the ocean? The answer could affect the meaning. If there are footprints in the sand, this could indicate something from your past you're moving away from, since eventually your footprints will be washed away. If the sand shifts under your feet, maybe your concern is that life lacking stable foundations. If the dream emphasizes the island itself, or you're alone on the beach, this might suggest feelings of isolation or insecurity, or else a need for some time alone to reflect on what really matters. So if you've been dreaming about beaches, this may be something you want to self-reflect on to understand why. So those are the places. Now lastly, we have Okay, so those were the places, and now we have lastly positive experiences, so let's move on to that. Okay, so the first one we have is finding something valuable. So with finding something valuable, discovering something valuable, a hoard of antiques, hidden treasure, or just a modern banknote suggests in your waking life you might be on course to learning something important about yourself or a situation or a relationship. Finding something beautiful can have the same meaning even if the value isn't apparent. Consider the object's symbolic associations. If it's jewelry, that could indicate that you're looking for a way to present yourself more confidently and attractively. If it's something historic, that could mean you're learning from the past. If what you found is mysterious, an instrument whose purpose you don't know, you may need some radical changes that will make life clearer. Other people find something valuable suggests you may need to reach out to others and ask for help. If you give a found object away to someone else, maybe you aren't valuing your own talents enough. So if that resonates with you, you may want to do some self-reflection to understand why you're having those dreams. The next one is flying without wings. Here's the illustration. Flying without wings in a dream is almost always exhilarating, positive symbol. It's a celebration of something happening in your waking life that gives you a high. Perhaps you're feeling you've achieved or on the brink of something significant. This deep satisfaction can relate to relationships, travel, your professional life, or a personal project, whether it's creative or practical in nature. However, it may also come from a sense of freedom, lifting of restrictions after a period of confinement, or perhaps a leaping forward towards a personal development. If your flying is easeful, this confirms the idea that you're feeling self-assured, positive, and euphoric even. Pay attention to the direction you're flying. Upwards or flying high suggests spiritual growth or worldly ambition. Downward, flying low to the ground, suggests newfound determination, strength. Backwards suggests happy memories. So if this is what you're dreaming about, you may want to do some self-reflection or understanding on why you're having those dreams. And then we have superhero powers. This is the card here. And dreaming in which you have superhero or magical powers are typically of childhood, but you can also have them at any age. Perhaps you're facing with a maleficent force, but discovering you have supernatural abilities to resolve the conflict, whether it's strength, flight, telepathy, x-ray vision, or clairvoyance. Generally, such a dream suggests that you're tackling something kind of problem in your waking life and would prefer the issue would just magically disappear. However, an alternative is that there's some hidden talent or potential within you that you need to discover and develop. Being invisible may seem like a superpower, but it also be a sign you feel ignored or neglected in your waking life. Feelings or feel your life is insignificant to others. The dream is urging you to be more assertive or self-motivated. The opponent in this superhero dream may be a rival in love or work, perhaps an aspect of yourself. So if you're constantly dreaming about being a superhero, you may want to ask yourself some of those questions and get to know yourself a little bit more to help with those issues. Next and lastly, we have moving forward. Here's the image. Okay. Moving forward, walking in a dream like any other form of travel, is a symbol of discoveries you're making as you move forward in life. It generally is a positive dream because you're relying on your own resources to get to where you want to be. The surrounding and the obstacles or aversions you encounter will give you a clue about your progress. If you're walking in the mud, there may be a messy situation in your personal life. Walking on glass suggests your feelings are hurt. Being barefoot may indicate a need to be more authentic. Moving on air suggests self-confidence and positivity, though there may be risks involved, and positively a certain amount of bluffing. Climbing or hiking in a rugged terrain suggests challenges you need to overcome. Walking indicates you're judging the pace of change well, as opposed to running, which suggests impatience to reach your goal. So if you are having dreams about moving forward, this may be what this means to you. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed and found some meanings to your dreams. If you like this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. And I'll see you in one of my next videos. Bye!